Chapter 55:12. In the past few months, Qing had been fighting with the Qing family. The other families didn't dare to interfere and were a little afraid. But in the end, they could only suck up to Qing. Now, Qing Zixiao's life was more difficult. He had to face many problems and couldn't find Tanggua. Tanggua's life was quiet. Is that enough? Qing understood. Tanggua was holding a grudge and came back to mess with the Qing family. It should be said that when she was sent to the wrong bridal chamber, Tanggua had been planning these things, right? Their meeting was probably an accident. It was also an accident that he could become an official. Speaking of which, it was also a bit of luck. Not enough. Qing hurried over. Then how do you want to play? Find me an unfamiliar brother. It's best if he's good at foreign languages. I need him to do something. Qing went to do it immediately. Not long after, a subordinate came and said excitedly, "Sister-in-law, what orders do you have?" Actually, in the eyes of this group of subordinates, they felt that their sister-in-law was much more powerful than their boss. Everyone in Fish City thought that their boss was fierce. Who would laugh at their sister-in-law for plotting behind the scenes? It was also because of their sister-in-law that they were able to live such a righteous life. They weren't afraid of those bastards from the police. Those bastards had to bow their heads when they saw them now. According to their sister-in-law, the situation was chaotic now. They had to secretly control Fish City as soon as possible. When the time came, it would be of great use. Ban Yushan, pretend to be a Western doctor who just returned to the country and find Qing Zixiao. After hearing the plan, Ban Yushan was a little confused. But he still nodded to show that he would do it well. You don't have to worry about anything else. Just do what I do. He will create his own opportunity. The Qing family was basically defeated. With them around, there was no way they could make a comeback. Of course, it wasn't her style to let Qing Zixiao hide like a turtle. How could it be enough just for the family to be defeated? A few days later, Ban Yushan appeared in front of Qing Zixiao disguised as a Western doctor and successfully attracted his attention. Qing Zixiao knew that Western medicine was a little magical, so he asked about memory loss. Ban Yushan said that he happened to have a special medicine that could help people with amnesia regain their memories. How much they could regain depended on luck. After hearing this, Qing Zixiao was very happy and proposed to buy this special medicine. Ban Yushan pretended to say that the medicine was very rare. Qing Zixiao did not want to give up and took out a lot of small yellow croakers to buy it. The Qing family wasn't doing very well and he was unwilling to spend so much money, but he couldn't stop Qing Zixiao. After getting the special medicine, Qing Zixiao began to think of a way to make Tanggua drink it. Tell the other party directly. Of course not, the other party might not drink it. Therefore, he could only use his wits. He decided to ask Tanggua out and put the medicine in the coffee. His excuse for asking Tanggua out this time was to apologize to her and hope to meet her so that he wouldn't disturb her anymore. Tanggua went back and talked to him face to face. Qing Zixiao watched her drink the coffee, and the stone in his heart seemed to have been lifted. I'm sorry for disturbing you earlier. It's good that you understand. Tanggua still maintained her previous faint smile. This unfamiliar appearance made Qing Zixiao feel very uncomfortable. Qing Zixiao sighed. You really don't remember at all? I don't remember. At this moment, Tanggua suddenly covered her head as if she was in pain. Seeing this, Qing Zixiao didn't disturb her. Instead, he was looking forward to something. Translator, Henyi Translations Editor, Henyi Translations. As if waiting for an entire world, Tanggua recovered. When she looked at Qing Zixiao again, the look in her eyes had changed. Xiaogua, do you remember? Qing Zixiao asked excitedly. Tanggua was cold. I don't think there's much to talk about between us. Tang Guo grabbed her handbag and was about to leave when Qing Zixiao hurriedly stopped her. I'm sorry. I know that it hurt you. I once swore that I would apologize to you when you came back. I hope you can give me a chance. For your purpose, you didn't hesitate to destroy everything I had. Is just an apology enough? Tang Guo continued to walk. Qing Zixiao wanted to stop her, but he was stopped by his men outside and couldn't get close. I know you've been wronged. I'll explain to the people of Yu City that it wasn't your fault. These days, Qing Zixiao was in too much pain. He really couldn't help it. He looked at Tang Guo and shouted to the surroundings, everyone, listen to me. Chapter 55:13. Tang Guo turned around and looked at Qing Zixiao, who was standing at the entrance of the cafe. She didn't continue walking forward, as if waiting for him to continue. More and more people gathered around. The people of Yu City were more interested in the matter between Qing Zixiao and Tang Guo. After Tang Guo jumped into the sea and disappeared, Qing Zixiao seemed to have gone crazy. The people of Yu City often said that Tang Guo was a troublemaker. Now that she was back, she had lost her memory, and she had a fiancé. With the fall of the Qing family, the people of Yu City often talked about how Tang Guo was a Sangmen star. If Qing Zixiao had never married her, the Qing family wouldn't have fallen to this point. It had to be said that no matter what era it was, people were always more demanding of women. It was a woman's fault to be involved in anything. The people around also heard what Qing Zixiao wanted to say. They were curious about the story between the two. Anyway, it had nothing to do with them. It was fine to stay here and watch the show. Anyway, they were a troublemaker for Tang Guo. The Sangmen star avoided her. They felt that anyone who got involved would be unlucky. Qing Zixiao heard the whispers of the people around him. Looking at Tang Guo's faint and slightly mocking gaze, he felt a little sad. He really didn't expect that after doing that, the entire Yu City would misunderstand him like this. No, he had thought of it. It was just that at that time, he didn't know how important the woman in front of him was to him. Ever since she left, he would always forget about mealtimes. She wouldn't ask him if he was tired or hungry. No one would ask someone to prepare delicious food in advance. That period of time that he didn't cherish when he was busy was really the most comfortable and beautiful days of his life. Second young Master Qing, to be honest, she already has a fiancé. Besides, because of Miss Tang, look at what your Qing family has become. Why are you still so stubborn? There are so many women in the world. Why does it have to be her? That's right. For Miss Tang, are you really willing to have your family destroyed? Two of Qing Zixiao's men walked up to him and whispered, there's really no need for that. If you really want her to regret her choice, why don't you make a comeback? She'll regret it one day. There was nothing wrong with their persuasion. After all, the entire Fish City's impression of Tang Guo was that she had an affair with someone else while she was still married. It was not appropriate for them to point out such a shameful thing in front of Qing Zixiao. They weren't saying this for Qing Zixiao's sake. The main reason was that Yan Qing's influence was too great, and their families were also affected. The only person who could face Yan Qing head-on was Qing Zixiao. Only when Qing Zixiao stood up and fought with Yan Qing would they have a chance. In the current situation, Yan Qing's family was the strongest, and the other families did not dare to provoke them. That's right. A woman like her really isn't worth it for you to give up on yourself. Qing Zixiao pushed the two of them away and subconsciously looked at Tang Guo's expression. Even though the two of them were whispering, he could still feel that Tang Guo had heard them. Don't you have something to say? It seems that you don't. No, I do. Wait, I want to make everything clear here so that no one will misunderstand you again. Tang Guo glanced behind Qing Zixiao and walked away without hesitation. This was because someone had come from behind Qing Zixiao and was about to hit him on the head with a stick. Mobile version website. Chapter 55:14. This person was none other than Tao Hucai. One had to admit that Tao Hucai was truly a loyal protector. I am Qing Zixiao, the second young master of the Qing family that you all know. Today, I am here to make one thing clear. I hope that after today, all misunderstandings can be cleared up. Ah! Tao Hucai mercilessly hit Qing Zixiao on the head with his stick. Qing Zixiao immediately fainted. Everyone, I'm sorry. The second young master has been spouting nonsense recently. He really can't bear to part with Miss Tang. Tao Hucai called for someone to support Qing Zixiao. He looked at everyone worriedly. It's a pity that Miss Tang already has a fiancé. It only means that the two of them are not fated to be together. Everyone expressed their understanding. After all, it wasn't the first time that Qing Zixiao had gone crazy. As for what he could say, everyone felt that it was most likely something to curry favor with Tang Guo. After Tang Guo left, Tao Hucai brought his men back. Now, he had to think about how the second young master would punish him when he woke up. He had to stop this, even if the second young master would scold him or even chase him out. Because once that secret was revealed, the second young master would really have no chance to make a comeback. At least in this situation, everyone was still on the second young master's side. When Tang Guo was mentioned, people would think that it was all because of her that the second young master had ended up like this. And with the current situation in Fish City, if the second young master wanted to make a comeback, the other families in Fish City would be happy to see it. They might even help. But now that the previous incident had been exposed, no one would help the second young master. No one would do something so foolish that it would ruin their reputation. Moreover, the Qing family would become a family that everyone would avoid in the future. Then, the Qing family would really have no chance to establish themselves in Fish City. The system was a little angry. What's the rush? He can stop it once or twice, but can he stop it forever? When he wakes up later, he'll probably hate Tao Hucai to death. The more people stop him, the more he'll want to do it. When that happens, he'll be even crazier. To destroy him, he must first be driven mad. The system shuddered. After careful analysis, it seemed that this was indeed the case. The current Qing Zixiao was on the verge of exploding. Half a day later, the first thing Qing Zixiao did when he woke up was give Tao Hucai a good scolding. Tao Hucai gave various explanations and analyzed the current situation. Seeing that Qing Zixiao was slowly calming down, a piece of news from the outside world came in, causing him to lose his composure. Another piece of news was that Tang Guo and Yanqing would have their wedding in 2 months. Now, many clans had received invitations. No matter how calm Tao Hucai was and how much he wanted Qing Zixiao to make a comeback, there was nothing he could do. Because things had happened too quickly, one after another, Qing Zixiao had no time to think at all. He could only be pushed away. That day, Qing Zixiao ordered people to capture Tao Hucai and tie him up in the woodshed. He even personally checked the ropes. Then, he led people to beat gongs and drums, attracting many people on the street. When everyone saw that it was Qing Zixiao, they hurriedly gathered around him, thinking that he had gone crazy again. They didn't expect Qing Zixiao's next words to be so shocking and unbelievable. Miss Tang has never betrayed me. From the beginning to the end, this was all directed and acted out by me. From the moment she married into the Qing family to the moment she was sent to the wrong bridal chamber, it was all part of the plan. Mobile version website. You're tuning into the LoveLore Library YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.